Guess what? You want to make the announcement?
Maybe not. We're pregnant.
How about it? We're doing it again. How about it? Wow.
Baby number 3.
Baby number 3 at 10 years.
Wow.
10 years in the game next year in 2019. And we have to celebrate ATF number 3. How about that? Yay! I'm excited. Are you guys excited? You excited?
I'm excited.
All right.
Well, wait though, because this is number 3 and the last one.
Oh yeah, that's an important distinction.
Make
This will
sure
absolutely be
that
the last time this happens. I guarantee it. I'm not saying never, but you guys get the point. This will be the last time, so we want to make a big thing of it and enjoy it with our friends and family and make it a production. That way we can look back on it 10 years later and be grateful for having shared the experience with you guys and brought you along on the journey. So
want
this
to
is a
tell
good
them
thing.
how this came about? I mean, not like the act. I'm talking about like I felt you looking at me crazy. No, like we were done.
At 2.
At 2.
After Ava.
We were done. We were telling people we were done. And I was like, I'm happy with 2. You're happy with 2.
Well, you got to go back even before then. So,
what?
So listen, this is the correct story.
Okay.
When we were dating and having a discussion about whether or not each one wanted children or not, Ashley asked me how many children I wanted. And at that time, I said 4. Ashley at the time said 2. Right?
Yes. And I'll pick somebody to have the other 2 for you if that's what you need.
So technically speaking, we met in the middle because number 3 is on the way.
Yes.
But you tell the rest of the story about how we arrived, and then I'll come in.
Okay, so I was technically done because, like he said, I said 2, and I was done. And then after we had Ava, I think it was at the ultrasound when we found out it was a girl. I was like, all right, I guess I'll take 1 for the team. But when we started telling people we were like cool with having 2, we were like, oh, because the chances of having a 3rd girl, and we were just talking. And then one day, he's out of town, and did you text me or did you call me?
I think I may have texted you.
He texted me and goes, you gotta have my son.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my phone like...
I didn't say it like Tyrese on Baby Boy. I didn't say it like that, but I felt like the Lord had spoke to me and said that we should definitely, have another kid. And I just have a really warm feeling inside that this time, the 3rd and last time, that's going to be a boy. So I spoke that to Ashley. I said, hey, I think it's meant for you to have our son. So I'd be open to do it, but I told her, I said, hey, I want you to make the final decision because while I'd like to do it, and I think that's where the Lord's leading us, I'm not carrying it. I don't think the Lord's carrying it. So you're the person that has to actually carry the child, so I kind of said, hey, you own the decision rights as to if we're gonna do it or not.
But I don't own the decision rights if God told you that we were that's like telling God no. Who is literally gonna sit up and be like, no, God, I'm good. I'm good. I said I was only at 2. Like, I'm not gonna tell him no.
Well, I brought to you what I felt like God was putting in me.
Okay, and we've always prayed and talked to God together and separately and brought things to each other. Hence, our house, our other 2 kids. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not discounting any of that.
Okay.
So, yeah, so this is how it happened. And these are the types of conversations we had. This is the conversation you see us having right now. This is how we dealt with it, right? Ultimately, we sort of resigned ourselves to the fact that, yes, this is what's meant for us to do. We're going to do it. And we started on that journey, I guess, a couple months ago.
4.
4 months ago.
So just to give you the kind of a timeline, which I think is crazy. The first time we weren't paying attention to how long it took us to get pregnant. But with Ava, I feel like we were kind of paying attention, but not paying attention, but it took us about 5 months. So this time it took us 4 months. And at one point we both were just like, you know what? It's probably not gonna happen. Let's just go on a diet. Let's start like working out. Let's work on our bodies.
Hold on. So, kind of how we were thinking about it is we said, let's try, and if if it doesn't happen, we have 2 children. It's okay, even though we feel like that's what the Lord would have us do. If it happens, we'd be grateful and all that. And for whatever reason, if it doesn't, then we trust the Lord. And so we didn't know which. We felt like the Lord had said it was okay to do it, but it didn't happen as quickly as maybe we thought it was. And we said, well, maybe not that the Lord changed his mind, but maybe he has something different in mind. We were kind of leaving open that possibility that there was something else that the Lord had for us. And we started thinking about, well, what else do we do? Are we done actively trying, or should we still stay on that journey? Or should we, get in prayer and start talking about what else the Lord would have us do? And so it just turned out that maybe like days before we found out is when we were having a discussion, literally. Yes. And then a couple days later, I was out of town again for work, and then Ashley sent me a text and was like,
I think we hit the jackpot.
So I think we hit the jackpot or something like that. I'm feeling really different than how I ordinarily feel. And so coming back from out of town, I had landed at like 9:30, and it took me until about 10 o'clock to get to my car at the airport. And then I had to go find a test, a pregnancy test that she could take. And in North Carolina, after 10 on a weekday, a lot of stuff is closed, so it's hard to find something. So I'm rolling around at Harris Teeter, CVS, Walgreens. I didn't get home till like 10:45, and guess what this one did when I get home? She said, you know what?
I think
I should wait to take the test. I'm like, no, man, you're taking this test now, because I'm like, you didn't conjured up all of these thoughts and talking about, I think we hit the jackpot. Of course she didn't know I was going to go looking for a test, but I did all that. And it's like, well, come on, you got to take it. So I was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm like, whatever, take it whenever. And
did I take it that day, or did I wait till the next day?
Waited the very next day.
So yeah, I took it the next day. And if you know anything about pregnancy tests, especially like first response, they tell you like 6 days before your missed period. So I'm thinking, okay, it's exactly 6 days. So I was trying to get closer to like the day of. And so I took one, and it was like a very faint line. Now, some of you know this story, some of you don't. From when we had Ava, I took a pregnancy test with Ava and just kind of threw it away, because I didn't think I didn't know that little faint, that's why you need to read the instructions. I didn't know that the little faint line meant that it was positive. So I threw it away. And it was like a couple of days before we were getting ready to go out of town, and something told me to look in the trash can again, because I hadn't thrown the stuff out of the trash. And I looked, and I was like, read the instructions. So that little faint line meant that I was pregnant. So we had that line this time, and I was like, okay, I want to wait and do it again, because it was a double pack. Mm-hmm. And maybe 3 days before, because on the back it says at 3 days it's like 96% accurate. So Saturday I get home from a conference, and I was like, I just think I need to go ahead and take it. And those lines came through so clear. It was like boom. I'm like, but this time around, instead of calling everybody,
and we still
will, and we're actually going to do it on here with you guys, but instead of calling everybody, we waited a little bit just to kind of let it sink in for us, because it was like, we're doing this again, like, okay. And then I think a part of it, at least for me, was the obedience part. Like, God spoke to me through you, because I was done. And then we actually was like, okay, let's just go ahead and do it, till it happening. And I think I don't want to say it was shock. It was just kind of like, is this happening right now? And so it's real, but, and I feel like it's real. I'm hungry all the time, but it just didn't settle, I guess. So now it's like, okay, we're gonna wait until we go to the doctor, and then we'll call everybody and make this video. And so that's what we're doing right now.
So we literally just came from the doctor, and we had sort of the initial kind of meet with the doctor, and we'll go back in 2 weeks, and they'll do an ultrasound. We'll get to hear the heartbeat and all that. But we wanted to make something like this to share with folks and get our natural reaction when we make these phone calls, which we're about to do in just a second. I just kind of wanted us to take some time to give maybe some more serious individual perspectives on this third journey, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, most of you didn't know this. So me and Ashley, we've been together, married for 10 years, and we've been fooling around with each other longer than that, back and forth. And Ashley told me before we got married, she said, you know, the doctor that I've been going to, you know, gave me some guidance that they don't think that I'd ever have kids. And she wanted me to know that before we made a decision to be together permanently. And I told her at the time, I said, well, it's a good thing that I don't align myself to the belief of doctors, right? I mean, I said, I love you, I want to be with you, and whatever our future looks like in terms of kids, I'm willing to go on that journey with you, because I think the bond we have and the love we have is strong enough where it overrules a lot of those other things. And plus, I trust my God that He can do what even the nayest of the naysayers says can't be done, and we're a testimony of that today, working on child number 3. God has for you is for you. So don't worry about everybody else and what their journey looks like. Take these positive testimonies and use it as a way to apply some encouragement in your own life and on your own journey. Unassisted, we're here working on our 3rd kid without any medical intervention or anything like that. So everything that's happening with us is what God has intended. So we fully believe that. I've tried to be the best father I can be to 2 daughters. Those daughters that I've got, Ava and Addison, those are the loves of my life, seriously, besides Ashley. Those are my 2nd and 3rd loves. And I've tried to be the best father I can be. I'm looking forward to doing it again, quite possibly with a boy. We'll see. Definitely interested in what kind of man, what kind of son, and ultimately what kind of man I can raise, given the man that I've tried to be in my life. If it's a boy, I'll be grateful to take on that challenge.
That'd be awesome.
If it's a girl, I'll be more than happy to add a 3rd girl to the clan. And I'll raise her just the same with as much effort as I've tried so far to raise Ava and Addison.
You'd be the only boy, though.
That's fine. So that's my individual perspective. I'm more than excited to go on this journey. When we got pregnant with Addison, we each bought these books. I bought a book that said Dad's Pregnant Too. It's been a while since Addison. I know we've had Ava, but I need to break back open that book and start looking at, you know, what are those things I need to do and make sure I'm holding myself accountable to for Ashley on this journey and preparing for that. But one other thing before I let Ashley go. My job had open enrollment what did it end in, October 22nd? So I'm thankful that it happened around this time, because we were all able to make all the appropriate selections in anticipation for a baby coming next year. So this couldn't have happened at a more perfect time, because we got all of our benefit elections in within the timing for open enrollment, so I can sit back with my fingers crossed and at the great financial planning that the Lord has allowed us on this 3rd time around. So happy for that.
First of all, I'm laughing because of all the things that he could be grateful for. He, like, out of the blue was like, babe, this came at the perfect time because it's open enrollment. We can better prepare. If you know him, preparation is key. And most people know, I always talk about this, we live a life of spreadsheets, okay?
So we
Listen.
are the most organized couple you will ever meet. Things do not happen. Like some people go, oh, you had a oops. No, our kids were planned.
Wait, I won't mention any names because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but this person knows who the true mayor is. So don't get it twisted. I'm not as bad as you think when it comes to planning. There is one person that I know that's a little bit worse, and you know who you are.
First of all, I know exactly who he's talking about, and that person know who he's talking about. And just so you know, sweetheart, y'all on the same wavelength. So don't let him say that you are worse. Y'all are neck and neck. And it's funny because our spouses feel the same way.
That's funny.
Or their spouses feel the same way. Anyway, well, because we've had this conversation, you and I, about the whole, like, not being able, or someone telling me I couldn't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 17, 18. Like, for somebody to tell you that after having gone through what I went through, it's like, I have my whole entire life. You tell me I'm never gonna have kids in my whole life. Like, come on, I'm not. I haven't even met the person I fell in love. Like, it was too much. So for that to have happened, and then I told him that because I wanted him to be on guard. Like, okay, we know we want kids, so just in case this is something that is true, although I never really truly believed it, but still, it was like, I want you to know that this is what I've been told. But because, and this is something for you single ladies out there, you look for a man that is a praying man, okay? Because this one right here, between the two of us, I mean, we prayed all of our life into existence. I mean, the marriage, the dating, the marriage, the kids, the house, everything that has happened to us has been through prayer, and we've been on one accord. So when people say, like, oh, you and Antoine did, or Antoine said blah, 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 and it's like, well, no, we both said that. He just told you. he was the one that delivered the message, but we are on one accord. Just be aware of that. So, so when it came to kids, and a lot of people, at least for people that talk to me, they go, oh, oops. And I'm like, no. I would, first of all, I don't believe in a oops. If you're having unprotected sex and you think it's a oops, no, you just were foolish enough to think that you weren't going to have a kid. But we always went into it with God as the head, and we follow his lead. And it's always been, we would like to do this. What do you think before we execute? Because I know we both always talked about we never want to not be in alignment with what God wants for us. So our kids were not an oops. They were very much planned in his divine order and in his timing. So even though it took us 5 months with Ava and 4 months this time, and I think it was like instant with Addison. And the story behind that one is funny too, because we were saying we were going to wait until our vacation. We were going to go on a cruise, and we were going to get pregnant on our cruise. Well, the funny thing is, tell God your plans and he will laugh in your face, because I was pregnant 3 months before we went on our cruise. So there was no drinking for me. But yeah, I mean, our lives have been God focused. And so this third baby is like, it's an amazing feeling, and at the same time, there's chaos going on in my head because we already have 2 very active children. But I'm looking forward to it, especially a little boy. I mean, we really have. We've really been praying for that. So I'm like believing in God for a boy. Come on, Jesus. Yes.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I truly believe that. And this time, now don't freak out. I don't want to know right away. So like, I don't mind if you know. Like, you can find out, just don't tell me. But I want to know like 2 weeks later. Or
she's the only person that doesn't want to know right
or 2 or 3 weeks later. Like, I want to have a gender reveal. Like, I really want to like do it up this time. So I want to have a gender reveal. but I don't want to know until the gender reveal. But I don't want the gender reveal to be more than 3 weeks after we find out. Seriously, like I think I would freak out. I feel myself sweating just at the idea of not knowing. So I think that part of it being different would be great. I'm excited about that. So,
All right, so we're gonna see if we can get my mom. We can edit them out. Hello, how are you? This is me and Ashley.
hey,
Hey, how y'all doing?
good. How are
Good.
you?
You on lunch?
Oh, good. No, I'm at home.
Oh, okay. You got time to talk?
What's up? Huh?
You got time to talk?
Yeah.
So we just wanted to call you to let you know that baby number 3 is on the way.
Oh my God! Yes, 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 yes! Amen and glory to God. So we'll give God all that glory.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So how you feel?
Hungry.
I feel good about it. Actually, we decided that we were going to make a video, and actually we're recording the conversation on our reaction on video.
So you're on video
Oh,
right now.
wow. Fantastic. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Wow. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up, Jesus. Amen. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
He's so great.
Hey, what's going on?
Ain't much felt, man.
Not much. It's me and Ashley. We were just calling to let y'all know that baby number 3 is on the way.
Wow, that's neat, man. Wow.
Yeah. So probably,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
probably around
June?
June,
Yeah. June 25th.
June next year.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, man. So it's happening.
If you hold off, it can come in July.
Wait now.
we probably got enough July. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy, man. That's really nice.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations to both of y'all.
Thank
Good
you.
work. Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Cold, how are you?
Cold.
Yeah.
Good. So Antoine and I have something to tell you. We're gonna have another baby. Is that your office screen?
Thank you.
No tears at work.
Okay, no tears. I'm keep today too, so no tears.
Hey. Hello?
Everything okay?
Yeah, are you busy?
Yeah.
Oh, can I tell you something really quick?
Yes.
It's me and Antoine, by the way.
Hey, Antoine.
Hey, what's going on?
Guess what?
Man, I ain't spoke to you in forever.
I know, right?
Guess what, Dad?
I know. You already tell me.
What you know?
I dreamed about it last night.
Shut up. What you know?
You pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, dreamer. All right, having dreams over there.
I know. It's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
Yeah, I dreamed I was babysitting for you. don't know what that meant.
Oh, well, all right.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
Yes, it's me and Antoine. We have something to tell you.
Okay.
We're having another baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is gonna be a boy this time, right now.
We hope so.
Congratulations.
Thank
So excited for you. What's the date? Is that this day?
June 25th tentative date.
That's gonna be a boy. He broke the mold. Everybody's October and November.
Or just, yeah.
Oh, in December.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Grandma.
Hey.
You're on speaker. It's me and Antoine.
Hello.
Oh, okay. So,
Guess
what does that mean?
guess what?
What?
Oh, uh-oh.
Baby number 3.
Yeah.
I knew you knew. That's why I kept changing the subject. That's every time you tried to.
Right. Did you know yesterday we were talking?
Yes, I knew 3 weeks ago.
Guess what?
What?
Mommy has a baby in her tummy. You're gonna be a big sister again.
Whoa!
Really?
You're
not lying?
Guess what?
No,
man?
not lying.
Guess
Stand
what?
up.
Ava's gonna be a big sister. How about that?
I think.
Stand up. Now you.
Big sister, not her.
But now you both will be. You're her big
You gonna be
sister,
a big
and then
sister?
she's
So
gonna be
I'm
the
gonna-
baby's big sister.
So, can I have a baby brother?
You called it you called it with Ava. You said she was gonna be a girl.
Is that what you want, a baby brother?
Yeah.
We can't order it up, but we can pray for it, okay? Okay. Are you excited?
Yes.